What's up, boys? MKTV here. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. Today, what I have for you is going to be my final team selection for match day 1 and coming into the start of the Euros. So Euro Fantasy is starting tomorrow as well. The deadline is the 14th of June at 8 o'clock English and Irish time as well. So moving straight into things, boys. Before we get into anything, I do want to say, if you do want to join the mini league, MKTV YouTube League, 90 people in there at the moment. Go ahead and join, make it 100. That will be absolutely amazing. The code is on screen. The code is also in the description down below. Also, the auto join link will be found down below as well in the description. Without further ado, boys, that is that. Let's hop straight into things. So we've 21 hours at time of recording this video. I'm going to show you my final team and talk you through some of the picks, some of the reasons behind the picks, and kind of my team, my strategy as well for the coming weeks and stuff in Euro Fantasy. So yeah, without further ado, smash thumbs up, subscribe to the channel as well on the road to 5,000 subscribers. Without further ado, let's hop straight into things. So boys, my first pick I have gone ahead with is Bart Verbruggen of the Netherlands. So I've gone with him in goals as my 4.5 million goalkeeper, and I'm going to be starting him in my team as well. I'll show you the full team on display after this. Just talk through every player and stuff, and we'll see how it goes from there. So lads, the first player I have gone ahead and put into my team is Bart Verbruggen of the Netherlands. So the goalkeeper, my first goalkeeper of the two, 4.5 million for him. Very, very happy with the price of him. The cheapest way to get into the Dutch defence. A very good defence as well, you know, solid, very, very decent. He's also very cheap at 4.5 million, which I'm very happy with. And first fixture does come against Poland. So, you know, there's definitely a chance for a clean sheet there against Poland. Very, very happy with Bart Verbruggen as my first goalkeeper option. I was looking at the likes of Pickford. Didn't really like the price with Pickford. I know he's 5 million. He's not the worst. But the combination of goalkeepers that I've picked, I do actually think is one of the most, probably one of the most favorited combinations that I did, you know, come up with. I could go Verbruggen and Pickford, but they both play on the same day, which defeats the purpose of picking both. It just wouldn't really work then. And yeah, 7% ownership, so he's very low owned as well, in fact. So he's just there's nothing not to like about Verbruggen as a goalkeeper option. He's cheap, he's good chance of clean sheets, plays for a good nation, and is a number one for his country. Really like the look of him. He's my first player in the team, and fully finalized into the team. No more changes after this, I promise. And yeah, gone with him in my first position in the goalkeeper. Moving on to the second. The second goalkeeper I've gone with is going to be a combination that does involve Diogo Costa of Portugal. So Portugal's number one goalkeeper, 5 million he does cost. So a little bit more expensive than Verbruggen, but again, plays for a massive nation. You would expect Netherlands and Portugal to both go into the next round as well. My chip strategy as well, I will say throughout the video, probably when I'm moving on to my defenders or midfielders. But first game against Czech Republic as well, so a decent first fixture and just great fixtures all around for Portugal with their group. I know there's Turkey in there, probably a little bit difficult. Apart from that, they should be winning most of the games, if not all of them. 14% ownership as well, so he's pretty low owned as well, which is nice. A very nice price at 5 million, so 5 million of 4.5 for my two goalkeepers. Really happy with Diogo Costa of Portugal. And just really nice defence. Portugal in the group stages, in the qualifying stages, I mean, did keep some nice clean sheets. They've always known for being a decent defence, Portugal, especially with the likes of Ruben Diaz in there. You know, João Cancelo, Diogo Dalot, whoever they decide to play in the defence, they have a good defence. And Diogo Costa right behind them, always very, very nice as well. So really happy with Diogo Costa. Links nicely as well. Interchanges with the fixtures for Verbruggen playing first and Diogo Costa playing second. So really like that. They don't play on the same day. So one of them plays on the 16th. One plays on the 18th. So I can swap in Costa if Verbruggen doesn't go ahead and keep a clean sheet in the first game. If he keeps a clean sheet, more than likely Costa will be on my bench. But hey, that's the game. That's the game is right. So yeah, that's my second option. And we're going to move on next to the defense. Let me know as well what you think of my team. Any changes I should be making. I'm not going to make them anymore anyways, but let me know what you think of my team down below once you've watched the entire video. But yeah, moving on to the defenders. Here we go. Moving on to some interesting picks here. I've decided to go for Trent Alexander-Arnold of England. Now, I've gone for Trent here, mainly because I wanted a bit of the England I wanted 2 players from England. I basically went through a list, looked at the fixtures. What players do I want 2 players from? What nations do I want one player from? And England, I wanted 2, but I didn't know which 2 I have. So I have someone else, and I also have Trent. He was the next best one, in my opinion. And mainly because in the group stages, the teams are necessarily kind of, I would say more, they all tend to sit back a little bit more against the bigger teams because everyone can qualify. That's the beauty of the tournament. But what I would say, Trent in midfield for England has more of a chance of unlocking the low block, as in like finding a pass, or just his creativity could really help England in the group stages. That's why I think owning him will be absolutely key in the group stages as opposed to the later stages in the competition where he mightn't even, he mightn't start games and stuff as well. But in the group stages, I do expect him to start a lot of games. On set pieces as well, 5.5 million for someone who'll be playing in midfield as a defender is absolutely brilliant from a fantasy point of view. Great fixtures for England as well, and should play most of the group stage games, if not all of them. So very happy with that. 20% owned, so a little bit higher owned than maybe, some of the other picks. But Serbia in the first game, I do like the look of that for Trent. And I like him as an option as well for a few weeks. So debating on my chip strategy, I was thinking a lot of people are doing, you pick just your team for game week 1, wildcard game week 2, limitless game week 3, and then by the time game week 4 or match day 4 comes along, you do have your unlimited transfers after the group stage. So you basically have 4 wildcards in a row. I'm not so sure I'm going to do that. I might do 2 weeks, then play a chip, then have my wildcard, then I'll see later on. I think I'll just try and plan it a little bit later, just because the group stages can be a bit hectic sometimes, and we could see an upset in the semi-finals or the finals, quarterfinals, whatever. But yeah, moving on, I really do like Trent as an option. That's why I've gone with him in the team, and England's defense as well is very, very decent. So moving on to my second pick, but very, very happy with my first. My next defender slot is going to be one for 4 million. So really nice price. It is going to be Wout Faes of Belgium. Should be starting for Belgium as well. Not guaranteed, obviously, because of the fact they don't really have a nailed on defence. But he should start for Belgium in that left centre-back role, I do believe. Plays Slovakia in the first game, so great first fixture and great fixtures all around for Belgium. Decent defence as well, Belgium. There's nothing wrong. They're very strongly defensively when they want to be. Low owned as well at 13%, which is very, very nice as well. And just an all-round likeable pick. There's nothing wrong with going for some budget players. You have to spend the money and spread the money amongst 15 players, so you may as well go for some budget ones that are also going to play as well. So that's why I've gone with Wout Faes. Not really much more to say on him. If I need him, he'll be there to play. He'll start on my bench, and if someone if someone blanks and gets 2 points, I'll most certainly take the gamble and let him come on the pitch and see can he do anything for me in my team. So I've gone with Wout Faes kind of more of as a backup, but hey, if he's there to do a job and he plays, he definitely could go ahead and keep a clean sheet or furthermore. But yeah, that is my second option. Let's move on to the third. Next option is DiMarco of Italy. Now again, another one that has been in a lot of my drafts. Really happy with him as an option. 5 million is a great price for him in my opinion. He's on not all set pieces. He won't be on penalties for Italy, but on set pieces for Italy, corners, free kicks, hopefully. Really nice price at 5 million. Very attacking wing back / fullback, depending on the system Italy play. Brilliant first fixture. Probably the best fixture of the tournament. Italy have Albania to play, which is really nice. And he should be nailed on for Italy as well. So nothing really not to like about DiMarco. Obviously, as far as he's playing, that is all that really matters, and that he's in the starting 11 for Italy. 24% owned, so slightly more owned than some of the other players we've seen. But just a really, really good all-round pick here. DiMarco, really happy with him. Like I said as well, I feel like I'm repeating myself here, but on set pieces and attacking fullback, there's nothing more you would really want from a defensive point of view, and for 5 million, you just cannot go wrong at all. So really like DiMarco. Let's see number 3. So boys, some big changes in here, but Joachim Mela is going to be my 4th defensive slot that I have picked. So Denmark's right-sided, left-sided, it really kind of depends. I think he can play both. I think predominantly he is on the right side, so right full-back he should be playing, so right wing-back for Denmark, depending on the system they do play though. So hopefully a wing-back that plays for Denmark, and has Slovenia in his first game. I mean, that is just absolutely brilliant. Even if I just keep him for the first game and sell him the next week, I'm not mad at that at all. So nailed on for Denmark as well. He's one of their best players, best defenders, definitely. He got 2 goals in qualifying, which is huge. And if you remember back to the last Euros, he did also get 2 goals and an assist, I believe, something like that, for Denmark. So really happy there. They have a great defense as well. Denmark always seem to do well at keeping goals out. Very, very attacking player here as well, Mela. And a great first fixture, like I said, as well, against Slovenia. So really nice differential there as well, at only 2% owned as well. There's a lot to like about this pick. And I think a lot of if you want to make up some points and kind of take a little bit of a lead or a gamble at a lead, obviously, so you're taking a chance here. But, get some different kind of players in there just to make your draft a little bit different, to get a little bit of an edge on the rest of your friends or the rest of the kind of... Everyone will go for the basic team and, it'll do well. You'll stay in with the crowd. But if you want to kind of break into that kind of top 10k or whatever your expectations are, a differential is always good. And Mela does look like he could be the one that could do it. Not saying he will, obviously might blank every single round. But one definitely that has the potential to do very, very well. So that's why I've gone with him. A different player there. And that's my 4th defender. Let's see who we have gone with in the 5th slot. Yes, obviously we've gone with Max Mittelstadt in the 5th slot. Someone I've talked about a huge amount on the channel. 4 million as well, so coming in at the same price as FaZe. Should start for Germany in the left back role. Really decent fixtures. Scotland in the first fixture, which is very nice. And a great defence. Germany, the host nation. He's in good form coming into the competition for Stuttgart. Just a really, really nice pick. If you don't have Max Mittelstadt in your team, I definitely would advise getting him in, or at least considering him. It'll save you money on other players. He's the cheapest possible defender. He's going to play for Germany. And just, there's nothing not to like here. He's really, really good option. 21% owned is a little bit annoying. I had him in my team since he was 1% owned. But hey, it is what it is. Really nice option there. And just, there's nothing not to like about him, in my opinion. Really nice player. Cheap. Has nice fixtures for a good defense. That's my 5th midfielder. Our 5th defender. Let's move on to my midfielders. So, boys, the first midfielder I do have is Jorginho of Italy. Haven't come out of my draft recently. He's just stayed in all of them pretty much. So, really happy with him. Possibly not after game week 1, but just someone, he's 5 million. I just said, you know what? Just for budget as well. He's very cheap. He will play for Italy, hopefully, and should start for them. He may not guaranteed start and play 90 minutes, but he should at least start the first game at the very minimum. Great first fixture with Albania, like I've said about DeMarco. Really good for ball recovery. So the players like Rodri, Jorginho, Szoboszlai, any kind of defensive midfielder, Modric, kind of, box-to-box midfielder, they'll all be picking up ball recovery points in FPL for Fantasy Euros. So very, very nice there as well. Should be on penalties for Italy as well. Not sure there, but he probably will be, depending if he's on the pitch or not. And a cheap price at 5 million as well. So 17% owned, a little bit more owned than some of the other players we've looked here, but again, not too high owned at all. Really liked Jorginho, kind of more of a placeholder for 5 million, just to have someone for budget wise, but again, a very good enabler for that 5 million slot. First midfielder, let's move on to the second. My second midfielder is going to be Ilkay Gundogan of Germany. So a 7 million option here for Germany. The host nations obviously as well. So going to be my captain to start. So for the first week, our first match day, I believe, later on today will be my captain for that game. So Scotland against Germany. Hopefully he comes away with a goal or something. Will be very, very nice. And I won't have to change my captain. But yeah, should start for Germany and start in the number 10 role if he does play, which is a huge, huge thing for, picking up points and stuff, playing further forward as a midfielder. Very, very nice for him as well. Low owned at only 11%. I actually couldn't believe the fact he was only 11% owned. Really big fan of that. On penalties as well for Germany, we hope. And just a really good option. Some really good fixtures for Germany. They're the host nation. You have to have a German attacker, in my opinion. And, Ilkay Gundogan's kind of the one that I just look at. He's on penalties. He's playing as a number 10. Why not? He's 7 million as well. So less expensive than the likes of Musiala, Wirtz, or Sané or Havertz, someone like that. So really good pick there. I've popped him in. He has been in a few of my drafts. Really happy with him. And Gundogan is going to stay on my team and is in my final team. Right, here comes the interesting one. Some people will absolutely hate this pick. I absolutely love this pick. Leandro Trossard of Belgium. Mainly because the first game they play is against Slovakia. Slovakia, I don't expect to do well against Belgium. I think Belgium will absolutely just go mental. 4 goals minimum, I think. That could be a bit of an exaggeration, but I do like the look of Trossard as an option. 9% owned, so very low owned as well, which is an absolute plus as a differential point of view. Now, some people will think 8 million for him is a lot of money. I actually think it's not bad at all. I think 8 million for someone who's playing in the front three for Belgium. And also a big factor here as well. Lukaku, say for instance the game's more or less done. Or Lukaku, say 70 minutes on the clock, Lukaku decides, he's had enough. He's getting on a bit in fairness in age. Does have to come off. The next penalty taker on the pitch will be Leandro Trossard as far as I'm aware. So very good penalty taker as we know as well. So that's good. Scored a few in the recent friendlies and stuff as well. Really good creative player. Gets a lot of assists, gets goals. He's just always involved. For Arsenal as well. He's always involved in the play. So that's what I like about him as well. Should start. Great first fixture. Good fixtures in general. And he's in great form as well recently. There's nothing not to like about this pick. Other than the fact, is there better options? That's what you have to take into account. I'm going for a bit of a punt here with Trossard. I like him. Let me know what you think. A player who has been in every single one of my drafts and has not left it once, Bruno Fernandes, makes in my midfield as well. My final midfield, he does make, which is very nice. Not surprising, he will be in there. 32% owned, one of the most owned midfielders in the game. Nailed on for Portugal, probably one of their best players, if not the best player on his day. Great first fixture with Czech Republic as well, which is nice. Good fixtures from there on, Turkey and Georgia, and just in great form overall for club and country. On set pieces, so if Ronaldo's off the pitch, likewise with Lukaku, will have the chance to step up for penalties. He's on corners and some free kicks as well when Ronaldo's on the pitch. So just he's on a lot of set pieces as it is. Great option for Portugal, and Portugal should do well in this tournament, hopefully. They probably are the ones I hope that do win it. So Bruno Fernandes will be at the heart of that if that is to come true. 9 million, not a bad price tag for what you're getting as well. Really good player, hasn't left any of my drafts. And that's my third or fourth midfielder. I've actually lost count. I think it's fourth. And my fifth midfielder, another interesting one. He's been in a few of my drafts, but he's made my final team as well. So it's Xherdan Shaqiri of Switzerland. 6.5 million he comes in at, which is a good price for him. His first game is against Hungary, so he's a nice first fixture. 3% owned is something I love about Shaqiri. Not many people looking at him at all. He's been very, very good in recent tournaments. Obviously, the bicycle kick that comes to mind of, in the past international tournaments. He's just very, very good player. He's a veteran for Switzerland. Just always comes up with a goal here and there. Always comes up with assists. I know he's playing in the USA now, but hopefully he can still keep his international form up. So some of these players, they could be off form, but then when they come into the international tournaments and play for their country, they're just a different player. And yeah, nice. He's on set pieces as well for them, so should be on penalties, free kicks, and maybe even corners for Switzerland, and should be on penalties as well, which is just very, very nice. Nothing to not like about Shaqiri, other than the fact of when they do play Germany, it's a bit of a difficult fixture. But who's to say Shaqiri can't do anything in that game? Hopefully he does get the minutes he deserves, and could be a very, very good option. And I'm very happy with that midfield. Let me know what you think of the midfield. There's some nice, interesting differentials in there, and obviously in the defense as well. The forward line, I think, is pretty self-explanatory, but you let me know what you think it'll be. Let's have a look at the forwards. First player is Romelu Lukaku. It was between him and... Sorry, not him. It was between my next option and Ronaldo. But we've gone with Romelu Lukaku. 9 million coming in at, which is a very good price for him. I think he is so overlooked now at the moment. 18% ownership, which is just ridiculously low for him. Plays Slovakia in the first game. I've tripled up on Belgium for the first game. Let me know, is that a mistake? But it could be. But I don't think it will be, unfortunately for me. Nailed on for Belgium. Going to be their number 9. Great first fixture for against Slovakia. Good fixtures throughout as well. Belgium's best attacker, and he's also on penalties. Really like Lukaku. Really like the look of him. I just think he's going to score a bag load of goals at this Euros. And if Belgium are going to actually do very well, he will be at the heart of that as well. Him, Kevin De Bruyne and Trossard are my 3 players that will be very, very good for Belgium. So very happy with Lukaku. Think he's a brilliant pick. I'm very happy with him in my first forward slot. My second forward is Harry Kane of England. Now, it was between him and Cristiano Ronaldo. I did actually end up going for Harry Kane, but for game week 2 or match day 2 and 3, I could switch it up and go for Cristiano Ronaldo. I just think against Serbia, I think England, if they're going to score, it's going to be through Harry Kane or Saka. So 11 million, I know it is a little bit expensive. Probably it's actually the most expensive, him and Mbappe. But very, very expensive, but absolutely worth for what you're getting. Nailed on for England. Good first fixture and good fixtures from there on. England should get out of their group and should progress very nicely throughout the tournament. And even a chance of winning it, definitely. England's best attacker on set pieces, so on free kicks potentially. If Trent's on the pitch, maybe not. But definitely on penalties as well. And a 43% owned, very nice. You know, if you do go without him, the thing I'm looking at it, if I went with Ronaldo, he's only like just under 20% owned. And if he scores, it does really well, but only 20% people have him. So it'd be more beneficial if he did, the fact he's so low. But if Kane scores and I don't have him, 43% of the people playing the game have him. So when I looked at it like that, I think it's just a no-brainer to go with Harry Kane. And then throughout there, I can pick if he doesn't do well in the first game or whatever. But very happy with Kane as an option. He's my second forward. Enough waffling on. Let's get into my third and final forward. And finally, you definitely guessed it, is Kylian Mbappe as my final forward. My third and final one, 77% owned. This is a player, if he scores or pops off and you don't have him, it's going to hurt you. The fact 77% of people have him is going to hurt you. He's nailed on for France. Great first fixture against Austria and good fixtures in general from there. In great form throughout the last months for club and country. And is on set pieces, including penalties. Kylian Mbappe is the ultimate pick. He's 11 million. If France are going to go far, he's going to score goals. He's going to get assists. Brilliant option. The less said, there's nothing even really more to say about him. Fantastic pick. Has been in every single one of my drafts as well. So yeah, that is my draft. Not my draft. That is my final team selection for match day 1. Let me go through what it looks like on the pitch. Who plays, who doesn't, who's on the bench to begin. What's my captain strategy? What are we thinking? Let's hop straight into that. Yes, boys. So this is how it does look on the website. Yeah, it is a website, isn't it? Yeah, this is what it looks like on the Eurofantasy 2024 website. So this is how the team does start up. I will put instead of the fixtures, I'll pop the date on there. So yeah, obviously I have the players who are playing last or after the others on the bench. So Costa obviously plays after Verbruggen, so Verbruggen starts. Faze, Trossard and Bruno Fernandes all on the bench to begin. We'll see how the likes of DeMarco, Xherdan Shaqiri, whoever play, and then obviously sub in the players for whoever doesn't do well, will sub in players for them. So that's what I've gone with to begin, or to start my first thing. If you look at the matches tab here, the first match is Germany-Scotland. So you can have, if you don't know this already, you can pick a captain for this as long as it is before 8 o'clock on Friday the 14th of June. So if it's 8 o'clock before today, you can go ahead and pick a captain. Pick a captain I would recommend for Germany-Scotland. That's done if you have a player in that. Then you can, once that game started, you have until 2 o'clock on Saturday the 15th of June, so tomorrow, to pick a captain for, you can pick a captain for one of them games, say. So what I would recommend, if you have a German player, pick a captain there. Then if they don't do well, switch it to the likes of Shaqiri, for instance, for me, or DeMarco or Jorginho or someone. And then if they don't do well, you have from the start of them games up until the deadline of 2 o'clock on the Sunday to change your captain. So you can pick then Harry Kane if you want, so on and so forth, Kylian Mbappe, Bruno Fernandes. So you can pick 5 different captains, and you can do that for each match day. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Is it only 4 days there? Yeah, there's only 4 days in game week 2, and 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, so there'll be 5 captains on game week 1. That's all you need to know for now. And that's how my team is looking. So I'm thinking Gundogan, then maybe Xherdan Shaqiri for the second day, Harry Kane, Kylian Mbappe, and then Bruno Fernandes. See how it goes. Whoever gets the most points, obviously, if someone scores, I'll probably just keep them as captain. But that is my team, boys. That is my final team selection. I'm very, very happy with the team. Really there's a bit of balance there. There's attacking players in defence. Some really nice other differentials with the likes of Trossard. Let me know in the comment section down below, what do you think of it? Also, boys, do not forget, go ahead, join the league as well, the MKTV YouTube League for the fantasy football for the Euros. Code is on the screen there as well, and it's in the link in the description if you want to auto join. But massive thank you for watching, boys. Smash that thumbs up, subscribe for more content throughout the Euros. And yeah, keep up to date as well, boys. Turn on the notification bell. Also, closing in on 5k if you aren't subscribed. Would be appreciated if you could do so. Massive thank you for watching, and I'll catch you boys next time with the next one. Peace.